What happened to Vince McMahon? No, this is not Pee Wee Herman. This is Vince McMahon we're talking about. It might be the same person, I don't know. Vince McMahon, he is 78 years old as we speak. Now, the woman he allegedly did all this stuff with, now, I'm just shocked because I thought he was in the Blondes. Maybe I'm the only one. But all this mess, if you're a long-time wrestling fan or even a halfway smart, if that's even, that's an oxymoron. I know you can't be a smart wrestling fan because we're all idiots. But you knew that Vince McMahon did this stuff. And furthermore, if you're an actual smart wrestling fan, you knew that Vince McMahon and Linda, their marriage was always a sham. It was always a front. Linda's in it because she always has had her eyes set on the political avenue. And a lot of people say that Linda was the brains behind Titan Sports. Or at least maybe the financial, not the creative side. Obviously, she's not the performer. We all know that. Hence, her 2001 great run in WWE. Oh man, that was the record books. Every time you go back and you watch Attitude Era videos, you know that whole Linda McMahon storyline in early 2001. That's the go-to. Not Austin McMahon. It's a Linda McMahon. All right, but being for real, this is the first time in 40 years that no one in the McMahon family will be at the helm of WWE. Now, granted, since 1999, since WWE has gone public, you could say that there hasn't been a McMahon at the helm since then. Now, granted, everything in that company goes to Vince McMahon, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But he has had stockholders and other people to account to. He can't just do whatever he wants. It's not a private company. That gets swept underneath the rug. But what happened to Vince McMahon? Now, I was just sitting and thinking, any regular person that would do this shit, they would end up in jail, but he has fuck you money, so that's not gonna happen. He paid everyone off anyways. And it's said since 2006 to now, he's got about $14 million in all these NDNAs and whatever. So that's averaging about one a year for $1 million a year. That's the ones that come forward and talk. Let alone all the others, let alone all the divas on the roster. And I used to be naive, and I might make a separate video about Triple H. I always heard rumors about Triple H banging divas or women's wrestlers to get their push, but I was naive, and I thought, no, he wouldn't do that. Stephanie. But in that weird Addams family, of the McMahon family, maybe Stephanie's in on it too. If you go back to I can't remember the exact video, but it was 2011, CM Punk, the whole work shoot angle. It was him crashing a little press conference with Triple H, and he made a joke saying he has Stephanie's number. I know that was a joke and a work, but don't put it past me that Phil Brooks fucked Stephanie McMahon. Don't put it past me that Stephanie McMahon and Triple H have an open marriage, just like Linda and Vince McMahon have an open marriage. Wink, wink. Now all this makes me want to throw up. And I'm going on a tirade right now, and I'm ranting, but Brock Lesnar, why would you cheat on Sable? I don't care if she's 50 or 60 years old. Why would you cheat on Sable? Am I the only one that still beats off to her? Maybe. Maybe she's on menopause now. Maybe. But why would you beat off? Why would you cheat on Sable? That's sacred WWE pussy right there. Now Brock is Brock Lesnar, so I know he doesn't appreciate it. Maybe he got tired of running through it. Maybe the bull Brock Lesnar got tired of running through the chihuahua of Sable. No, I don't want to see them mate. That'd be like two rhinos mating in a fucking river. I don't want to see that. But back to the whole point of Vince McMahon. What happened to Vince McMahon? He's had many scandals in the past. And I'll play devil's advocate. Maybe all the weird shit that happened to be that big of a company. No, he didn't know everything that's going on. I believe it. I don't believe the CEO of a fast food place knows all the intervals of his lower employees and what's going on and this and that. I believe he didn't know shit. But him having his hands dirty, now I'm not going to be naive, and I know he did shit. And this whole shitting on a person. And you know what? Shout out to Jim Cornette. Anyone that doesn't know what Vince McMahon has done recently in the allegations, go watch Jim Cornette and he'll give you a laugh about what happened. But summarizing, he did some fucked up shit. And you know what, this is not the first person that he's done this with. He probably does this on a yearly basis. He finds some poor soul that he can prey upon. Vince McMahon had a fucked up childhood. He had a stepfather that abused him and abused his mother. I'm not playing psychiatrist, but he gets off on controlling others in power because when he was younger, he didn't have any power or control. Makes a lot of sense. Not really, but to sick, twist people like him, psychopaths, it makes all the sense in the world. Now, also an article I read, and it quoted Sean Oliver, making video for decades of pro wrestling. Bro, Sean Oliver, you've been making videos for the last 10 years. You've not been making videos for decades. Sean Oliver thinks he's part of the wrestling business. You're a mark with a video camera. You're not part of the wrestling business, Sean Oliver. You're not one of the boys. Get over it. I know you like to do shots with Nash, but you're not in the clique, buddy. You never will be. But Vince McMahon, what happened to him? Why does he have a pencil mustache? I will never know. Why has he waited to be 75 years old to finally dye his hair? I will never know. Is he on an ego trip? I will never know. Why did he choose a girl that looks like a preschool teacher to fuck with? I will never know. But I can see it going two different directions in that we're talking about WWE. Now, will WWE get past a lot of bullshit and all the semantics and the booking? And maybe the storylines will get better. Yes, I agree with that. But will WWE ever be the same? And will it continue to get bigger in the next 50 years? I don't believe so. I think WWE has hit its apex. I think in 50 years, there will be a company that hasn't even been started yet. It will be the number one wrestling company in the world. WWE is done. There will never be another Vince McMahon that has that work ethic. There's a close Paul Levesque, but as I said in another video coming soon probably, his days are numbered. That whole business is fucked up. Maybe it's time for the McMahons to step aside from WWE and get the fuck out. Maybe they need to get the F out. Maybe they need to bring back WWF. Now that would be amazing. But in summary, what happened to Vince McMahon? Nothing happened. This was all going to happen anyways. Thanks to social media, it's happened. Hell, if technology would have been more advanced, the shit would have happened 20 years ago. Maybe WCW would have bought WWE if there would have been social media back in the 90s. All this fucked up shit going on. Now WWE is a catch-22. They've gone too corporate to be wrestling, but they're not corporate enough to even get along in the mainstream media nowadays. I just wish WWE, and something I read in an article which makes sense, WWE going to Netflix is a fresh start. I truly believe that. Vince McMahon, you're fired.